even more LEGO Star Wars January 2026 sets have been revealed. After yesterday's video with the midi-scale Venator and AT-AT, and also the BB-8, I'm of course gonna show you the new reveals, but also yesterday's reveals in this video in case you missed them. Let's waste no time. The first set is set number 75436, the Mandalorian and Grogu speeder bike, which is gonna include 2 minifigures, 58 pieces, and is only gonna cost $10 and euros, which is great. I really like the idea of getting some cheap $10 sets back on shelves, and while I'm currently not really in a hype for any kind of Mando set, it is a great choice considering that the Mando and Grogu movie will come out in cinemas next year. The set itself looks great too. I really do like the design of the small speeder, and I love that you can put Grogu into his bag so he's able to ride the speeder bike with Mando. The included minifigs are obviously Grogu and Mando, while Grogu still seems to be the absolute same minifigure and Mando doesn't have a different design either. The only point that is worth mentioning about the two is that Mando is in fact not the UCS minifigure as it was rumored before. I personally don't really care about which version is included here, but I guess there will be disappointed and happy people on both sides. Before we move on to the next set, I have to say that I really love the new box design with a very similar look to the 25th anniversary sets, and since a bunch of other sets have the same design, this could mean that we may return to yearly box arts, which I would love to see, but there are also some sets with the standard box art, so this could only be a Mando thing. Moving on to set number 75437, Cobb Vanth Speeder, which includes 207 pieces, 2 phenomenal minifigures, and will retail for roughly $35 and 30 euros, which is an insane price tag for this set. The speeder does once again look great, but it really doesn't seem that much bigger than Mando's speeder. I think that $20 would have been well enough for the set, but $35 is very overpriced. You at least get some amazing minifigs with Cobb Vanth, which a lot of people have been waiting for a long time, be included. And he comes with Boba's helmet, but also with a great face print and hairpiece, some awesome torso printing and arm printing, which looks stunning. Cad Bane is finally gonna be available in a cheaper set as well, and he looks just as great. I think that his breathing tubes are a new piece, and the head could be new too, but I'm not 100% sure on that. And he has some great printing on torso, face and legs, and he has phenomenal arm printing as well, just like Cobb Vanth, which is very cool. $35 is still too much in my opinion, but at least the figures look great. Quickly finishing the Mandalore sets, we will also get set number 75443, Grogu's Homestead, which is part of the 4+ line. The set has 0 minifigs, but it could be the most fairly priced Star Wars 4+ set, as it includes 107 pieces for quote-unquote only $20 and euros. Yeah, I guess just like most of you guys, I don't care about the set at all, and don't think that this was really necessary, but I guess LEGO wants to cash in on the Grogu hype, which I can't really be mad about. You get a little blue frog and this side build with the marshmallow or some kind. I have no clue, but Grogu himself looks okay for the scale. Yeah, the joints are not that good looking, but it's a 4+ set. The frogs in his face will both be printed, as this is once again a 4+ set, so I guess that is a W. Moving on to another set that I don't think was really necessary, is set number 75448, Shock Trooper Mech, and this is gonna include 151 pieces, 1 minifigure, and will cost you roughly $18 and 15 euros. Yeah, as I mentioned already multiple times on this channel, I'm not the biggest fan of those mechs, and I don't care a single bit about this release as well, as we already got the Shock Trooper minifig in a gunship, a battle pack, and even a magazine, but I guess this will once again be a solid mech for all of you that do enjoy these. The tile on the chest should be printed like on previous mechs, and it looks like what you could expect from this. I just don't really care about those mechs as they aren't from any kind of media, but hey, if you enjoy those, this looks to be a solid set. Now we're getting to one of the sets that I'm personally the most excited about, and it's of course set number 75449, Siege of Mandalore Battle Pack. Typical for Battle Pack, the set will include 116 pieces, 4 minifigs, and will retail for roughly $23 and 20 euros, which is still too expensive for Battle Pack in my opinion. First and foremost, you get 2 330-second clone troopers, which design-wise I'm a huge fan of, but I don't really get why LEGO had to include them once again, as we had a 330-second battle pack on shelves not too long ago. I mean, I can think of a reason, and that is, I guess, just to get fans to buy more battle packs, as you now have to buy 2 battle packs to get 4 Mandalorian Super Commandos instead of 1, but this is just disappointing. The Mando Super Commandos themselves look amazing, and for the first time we get a female version of this trooper, which is also pretty cool, but why the heck aren't the visors black now all of a sudden? Don't get me wrong, this is a minor detail and doesn't ruin the figure, but LEGO literally had this right in 2013, and I don't get why they suddenly had to change this, while this is clearly inaccurate to most of the shots from the Clone Wars. Otherwise, I do really like the builds. I think the red speeder looks great, and I really like the vibrant red color, and the clone barricade is a very neat inclusion as well, so overall this is a decent battle pack with a bunch of highlights, but sadly also a bunch of lowlights. Now moving on to the sets that I already showed you in yesterday's video, we have set number 75440 midi-scale AT-AT from the Starship collection. It will contain 525 pieces, no minifigs, and will retail for roughly $65 and euros. My opinion hasn't really changed since yesterday. I still think it's overall a great model, and I really like the building techniques and printed parts on the legs. The neck is a little short, and I think a snowy base would have looked a little cooler, but overall I can't really complain that much about the build. I love the inclusion of the snowspeeder with the cable wrapping around the AT-AT's legs, and it's cooler the midi-scale collection is finally expanding towards ground vehicles, which opens a lot of possibilities for the future. Looking at the measurements, it seems pretty small, and with that, like usually for the midi-scale sets, pretty overpriced, as it's not that big and doesn't contain that many pieces for $65. Not the most overpriced set from this wave, but still too much in my opinion. Probably the most wanted midi-scale set was the Venator, and now we will finally get one. Set number 75441 Venator-Class attack cruiser will include 643 pieces, again no minifigs, and it is gonna retail for $80 and euros. After LEGO released the Invisible Hand, the release of a Venator was pretty much a no-brainer, and as this model has a grey bridge instead of a red one like the UCS version, this one is based on Revenge of the Sith and pairs perfectly with the Invisible Hand. It seems like the red stripes in the round Republic logos are printed, which, don't get me wrong, is great, but why the heck couldn't LEGO print the round logos on the UCS model for $650? It's just disappointing. Otherwise this model looks stunning and could turn out to be my favorite from this line, but sadly it once again feels overpriced, and in my opinion it should have been about 10 to 20 bucks cheaper. Moving to the final set reveal, we have the most overpriced one with set number 75452 BB-8. We will finally get more sequel sets, which is great, but this one contains 569 pieces, one minifigure, and will retail for $90 and euros, which is an insane price. Yeah, it includes a lot of printed parts, as all of the round dishes and even the one on his head seem to be printed, and the play feature with the wheel that makes his head spin in random directions is cool, but how did they come up with a price tag of 90 bucks? The minifig is of course only a standard BB-1, and the other feature that this set has is the thumbs up move that he gives Finn in the movie. Yeah, also solid, but the price is just crazy. I don't know why LEGO wants to see sequel fans suffer, but the prices on the last sets from the trilogy were absolutely ridiculous. But there's one last thing that got revealed which is not really a set. It is the TIE Advanced Polybag set number 30727 with 68 pieces, and you already guessed it, no minifigs. Not the most special thing, and yeah, these small polybags are not really that special, but I guess for anyone who wanted to see it, here is a picture of it. But now we're done with all the reveals. As far as I know, we have yet to see the Darth Vader's TIE Advanced and Luke's Red 5 X-Wing that is rumored to include the Smart Brick, and as far as I'm aware, those are also scheduled for January 2026, so I guess we should see those pretty soon as well. Let me know what you guys think about these reveals, and especially their prices. Some of them are insane in my opinion, and feel free to tell me what your favorite reveal was. Now I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I would very much appreciate a like to support the channel. If you're new, please consider subscribing, and if you want to see some of my other videos, you can see me on screen right now.